So I got fired for speaking out on Palestine, and a lot of people have asked why, so here's the story. I'm so bad at storytelling, so just bear with me. So I worked at a middle school in special education. I absolutely loved my job. They loved me there. I was actually even up for a promotion within the coming month. So basically, I was a great employee. I never did anything wrong. I always stayed within the rules. And honestly, most of them knew that I did activism on the side. I had invited multiple of them, including the principal, to protests over the summertime. Like they knew what I was into. But the district did not. So anyway, I came back from lunch one day, and right away they got a buzz in the classroom I was in, and they said, "Carly, the principal wants to see you in his office." And no matter how old you are, no matter if you're an employee, nobody wants to go to the principal's office. But I was cool with him, so I headed down. He was not in his office, but there were two head honchos from the district there. And they started off by asking me, "Is this your handle on Instagram?" And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Is this your handle on TikTok?" And I confirmed. Then they went to play my TikToks in front of me, in front of them. And it was the TikToks that I was specifically speaking on Palestine. So after we get done watching my TikToks so awkwardly, I had to clarify. I said, "Am I not allowed to make this content on my own time?" To which, legally, he said, "Oh, absolutely." And he even quoted free speech. But he asked if I had ever identified exactly where I worked, and I had absolutely not. So I said no. He said, "Well, some parents must have pieced it together." So apparently some parents saw my TikTok and they contacted the district. And along this timeline, the weekend before I got fired, I started getting, I've always gotten the Zios that are semi-threatening, talking shit, but I started getting death threats. And also threats along the line of laugh emojis saying, "We're going to get you fired." And it was like a plethora of messages to where I was like, I just thought that was weird. So anyway, to have this meeting 2 days later, it kind of fell into place. But yeah, he clarified that I was allowed to do this on my own time. I had never recorded a TikTok at work. I never mentioned any children, nothing along those lines. And yeah, that keyword was flagged. So anyway, he called that me lying in this interview, which it was not a lie. As soon as he pulled up the email right away, he had it on deck and showed me, and I was flabbergasted. I apologized. I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't mean to lie." I totally didn't remember that. Literally 9 months prior. But the other woman was just sitting there taking notes, and that was considered a lie. So anyway, after our 15-minute meeting of just going over my social media, him telling me that this was totally allowed, he said this was enough to launch an investigation. So I had the next 2 days off work while they investigated me. They came back from the investigation, and they fired me on a technicality for using my work device, which was my Chromebook, for personal use. Because in their investigation, I had signed petitions. But in my position, we had a lot of free time. And in my downtime, I would study, I would read, and I would sign petitions. I never did this when I was with a child. It was always in free spare time. But yeah, they came back from this 2-day investigation and fired me, and he called my behavior egregious, which was really a slap in the face, to where I rebutted that and said other people in my position, we get hour-long breaks at times where we don't have children we're working with. People are scrolling on TikTok, online shopping, doing personal business, paying bills, whatever. And I'm making a conscious effort every single day to make this world a better place, and you're going to call that egregious. So anyway, they couldn't fire me for speaking on Palestine because it was always on my own time, which was allowed, free speech. But they definitely found the technicality of me signing petitions on my break time on their device. So basically, watch what you post. If I had to do it again, absolutely, I would do nothing differently. I would not mark my pages private. I wouldn't shut up. In retrospect, I know I'm standing on the right side of history. There's a live stream genocide, and anyone who isn't speaking out on this in some way, shape, or form, boycotting whatever you can do, I'm flabbergasted by. Like, truly flabbergasted. So yes, I lost my job. Would I do it again? Abso-fucking-lutely. Jobs are jobs are jobs are jobs. But if you can speak out and use your platform, even if, what do I have, a few thousand followers and nobody really cares to hear me, but I personally cannot shut up, and no job will stop me.